Well, hello there, fellow geeks and geekettes, and welcome to, well, not really a review, but I have just made an interesting observation, or remade an interesting observation. As I said many times before, in this day and age of self-distancing and or social distancing and self-isolation, I find myself going through my collection, my backlog, reading, rereading, watching it, things like that. And I've just been going through one of my fancy short boxes with a Batman logo on it, and I have come upon this one short called Batman The Return from January 2011. Was written by Grant Morrison and illustrated by David Finch. A star team, really. I said in one of my previous videos that Grant Morrison is one of my favorite writers. Whatever this guy touches instantly turns out to be a classic, a cult classic, and a work of art, be it his run on Batman, be it his non-superhero work, or his Green Lantern, whatever, really. Just 2 years ago, or was it a year ago, I read his Klaus, his Christmas comic book, and that was great as well. But I have reread this, and I've noticed something that I didn't really like. I said before that I don't really like the idea of Batman Incorporated, because I believe, and it is my own opinion and my firm belief, that there should only be one Batman. Bruce Wayne is Batman, and he will forever be Batman. He has become an icon, not only a pop culture icon, but a cultural icon. The same way Dracula, for example, has become an icon as far as literature goes, or a legendary character like Robin Hood or King Arthur, Beowulf, characters like that. Superman, well, it's the same thing, really. Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, Thor, if you are thinking about the comic book version of Thor and not the Norse god. It's just one Thor that will forever be Thor. That's why I think it's bullcrap to make Jane Foster Thor, or it's bullshit to make Riri Williams Iron Man, because Tony Stark is Iron Man. I'm not against creating new original characters. I just think that characters that were created a long time ago and have existed in one way or another for decades, and people have loved that character in this particular way and form. I think that this character, it has been proved that it works. It should stay like that. That's why I don't really like the idea of there being multiple Batman in the world, like a Batman for each country in the world. I don't really, there are countries in comic book realm that have their own superheroes. In Marvel Comics, it's I think a bit more common than in DC Comics. You've got Alpha Flight, which is a Canadian team. You've got Captain Britain, which is a British superhero, right? You've got thousands of American superheroes. Of course, when we delve into alternate universes and alternate realities, whatever can happen. Anything can happen. Anything goes. Like, for instance, one of my favorite comics, or superhero comics, is Superman Red Sun. Well, that is, of course, about a Soviet Superman. A what-if story. What would happen if Kal-El didn't land in America, but in the Soviet Union? That's okay. But in the mainstream universe, in the mainstream reality of this or that publisher, I think that some things shouldn't be touched. And I have finally reread this issue, and I came upon this page. It's right after Bruce Wayne comes home, back to his own time and age and reality, because at the end of the Final Crisis event, he was hit by Darkseid's Omega beams, which sent him back through time. and he traveled through time, through different eras, where he met people from the prehistoric times, he met with pirates, he went to the Wild West, so on and so forth. But people in the reality where he lived, well, they thought that he was dead, right? So apparently he was dead, but in fact and in reality he was going through the time. And this is a one-shot which establishes his return to Gotham, to the day and age he was living in, which is really probably January 2011. And it's right before Batman Incorporated was being published, and so he returns, Bruce Wayne returns, and he meets with well, the Bat family, really, with all the Robins, with Batgirl, Oracle, with Alfred, all of them. I can see Damian already here, so it's, yeah, well, obviously this is Grant Morrison's run. So Batman's already has his son. So yeah, so he is back in the Batcave. This is a bitchin' perfect Bat costume, by the way. I've got an action figure of this particular Batman, and it's awesome. But what he says is, no, it's better to show you this page, right? Yeah, so he sees, or he meets all his Bat family, returns to the Batcave. The art of David Finch, perfect, by the way, see? Right, but what he says is, you all know why I've asked you here, and if you don't, pay attention. This is the beginning of something new. Okay. I went through a few fairly unusual experiences, even for me recently. You all know I consider you my closest crime-fighting associates, and that's why I'm starting this here, with all of you. We'll speak individually, but you'll each find special assignments in the envelopes. And then he says, in this panel, starting today, we fight ideas with better ideas. The idea of crime with the idea of Batman. From today on, Batman will be everywhere it's dark. No place to hide. And that's the problem, I think. I love Grant Morrison, but this I don't really like. The idea of a superhero being an idea. Like, Batman is not a title, in my opinion. Thor is not a title. Iron Man is not a title that could be given to anybody. You know, and that's why I think that this issue, and I thought that this started much later, that it only started a couple of years ago, but it was already almost 10 years ago when it all started, this idea of a team. Like, everybody has to be a team, everybody's a superhero, we are all winners, we are all superheroes. Batman is an idea, Thor is an idea, Thor is a title, Iron Man is a title, Riri Williams can be Iron Man, because Tony Stark isn't Iron Man, everybody can be Iron Man, even you guys. Bullshit. I'm sorry, that's horse crap. My opinion. You can have a different opinion, and please, do feel free to express your opinion. I do want you to share your opinion with me to discuss. So if you're watching this video, if you agree with me, please do write down in the comments down below, I agree with you, Psycho Seb. If you don't, please write your own opinion, and I am open to an intelligent discussion. I am willing to accept your opinion, of course. But, you know, it really has to be intelligent. So yeah, that's about it. That's when I think everything's, you know, slowly was starting to be weird with the superheroes. And I thought, once again, that it happened much later, but apparently it was much earlier than I thought. So tell me what you think. Do you think that there are things that shouldn't be touched? Do you think that there are things that shouldn't be changed? Do you think that certain superheroes should remain the way they have been existing for decades? Or do you think that it's okay, or even that it is much better if we got rid of Tony Stark? If we got rid of Batman, like Bruce Wayne Batman? Ah yes, there was a time when Dick Grayson was Batman, but it was at the time when Bruce Wayne was sent back by Darkseid, so he didn't replace Batman forever. It was just it was temporary, right? So what do you think? I don't think it's a good idea to get rid of the established characters and change them. Right, well, that would be all from me now, my friends. I've got some more things to go through. I've got some more things to read, to watch, to write, to create. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much indeed. Please do share your opinion. Do discuss some, all these things with me. And I will see you in another video. Bye.